Hi folks, sorry about that, just giving the old Panigale a stroke. Hopefully I'm not the only person that does that. Anyway, hope you're well, Mr. and Flyer here, and welcome back to Kit Corner. Now this particular video isn't specifically a motorcycle specific video. It's one where I talk a bit about some of the kit that I use to make my films. Now a while back I did a little video about what are the best microphones to use for video logging, and since I did that I had a number of people ask me what are some of the other equipment I use, what are some of the best gadgets that I use when I do some filming. I've got some other videos on this theme coming up, but today what I thought I'd give you are my top 5 favourite gadgets for YouTube filming. Stick around, stay tuned, I'll tell you what they are. Right, the first thing that I've got for you is this little pack. This is basically, it's a little mini tripod. It's something I got from Amazon for 28 quid. I've actually had 2 of these because they're a bit flimsy. The first one broke after about 8 months hard use, but they're so cheap it doesn't really matter that if they break at all. But what it is just this very, very simple tripod with a little ball head on it. And the great thing about this is not only can you use that to, I do things like mount microphones or lights on it, but also things like my GoPro can be mounted on it if I'm doing filming with the GoPro. Obviously you can't put a big heavy SLR on there because that head just isn't going to hold it. You might be able to fit a compact camera on there, I suspect. But the other great thing about it is I use it sometimes, I hold it like that, tilt that up there, have the GoPro on the end, and when you see me possibly on some of my tour videos out and about talking direct to the camera when I'm showing you a bit of scenery or something, I'll be holding the GoPro Session on there and I'll be basically using it as kind of a selfie stick. So it's got a multitude of purposes, absolutely brilliant. Don't be put off by the fact that I said the first one broke. That's just because I overused it, I think. It does have extendable legs, so it will go up to sort of you know, person height if you need to. And the other great thing about it, or the other thing that I use it for, is again, if I'm out and about on the bike and I want to do a video of, say, I don't know, a ride past, a ride by, and to demonstrate exhaust sound or something like that, I can just stick this inside my jacket and it just doesn't take up much room. So it's a great little tripod just to take around with you, and you just occasionally you just have to use a tripod. So this is just super portable and brilliant. As I say, 28 quid on Amazon. I'll stick a link below. Take a look. This is a Polaroid one. There are various types available, actually all the same, but I just went for the Polaroid one because it's a recognisable camera name. So that's number 5 on my list of the top 5 gadgets that I like to use for YouTube video making. Right, next gadget on my list, a bit of an odd one this, because I would usually be using this now because I'm filming this on my SLR, and what I normally do when I'm making films with that camera is I use this light on the top of the SLR. This is by a company called New Ear. I'd never heard of them before, but it turns out they make a lot of LCD lights, and basically it's got a hot shoe fitting and a tripod thread on the bottom, and basically you can mount it on your SLR or camera and use it as a light. And if I turn it on, you'll see it's pretty bright when it's pointing right at you. And what I've got on here at the moment, and you can dim it as well if you want to, so it's brilliant for just getting light exactly where you want it. I sometimes put it on that mini tripod, and I use this for things like when I do the monthly newspaper reviews and I just need a bit of light in the room on my face or whatever, just to counteract some light that's coming in naturally. And the great thing with this is, number one, they're very reasonable priced again. Again, on Amazon, I bought this one for, if I just look up on my notes, £27 I got this for. Again, there are others that look exactly the same, which are a little bit cheaper, but New Ear seem to get the best reviews, and they seem to make most of these photographic type products. So that's why I went for that one. So an absolute bargain considering what it is. And the other thing is it comes with these filters. So this particular filter, it looks orange, but actually what that does is add some yellow light to the LED lights. If you just have them like that, and again, super bright, makes a great torch by the way as well. That actually is a daylight filter, so but if you put that on, it reduces the colour temperature, or increases it, whichever way it goes, so that the light that hits me is actually natural, like daylight, so it doesn't look artificial light under the camera. So that's an absolutely brilliant thing for 28 quid. I mean, that's the light. Of course, you do need a battery for it. You can run it off of 4 AA batteries, or you can buy batteries for it. I've got a specific video camera battery in here. Again, it's listed on Amazon which batteries you need. That was another, I don't know, probably 20 quid or something, just because you can charge it up. It saves me keep eating AA batteries, but you can run it off of AA batteries as normal. So there we are. That's number 4 on my list of my top 5 gadgets that I like to use for making films on YouTube. The New Ear CN160 LED camera light. Okay, to number 3 then. Let me just shift because I'm getting a bit of cramp sat up there. Oh, there goes number 1 on my list. Oh, right, yeah, so to number 3 on my list then, that's this. It is actually a camera itself. This is the GoPro Session camera. Absolutely amazing piece of kit. Really cheap again. I think on Amazon, let me just refer to my notes, I got this one for £139 just as the camera on its own. You can buy them with kits with mounting options and stuff, but you know, less than 140 quid for the actual camera. I think it's brilliant. This is just in its mounting case. If you take it out of there, I tend to leave it in there for protection purposes. You can see the size of it. It's like well, it's not a sugar cube, but I refer to it as my sugar cube camera. Very simple, very small, takes up very little room. It does 60 frames per second. It's really top quality camera. This is the camera that I use for things like my B-roll shots, or if I'm doing kind of selfie stuff when I'm out and about on the road, then I'll just be using this camera and using the built-in mic that, although it wasn't very successful in my monthly newspaper review when I tried to use it once on that, it was a bit echoey. If you're doing things close up like that, the built-in mic actually is very good on this. The only thing that I don't like about it is the fact that it's got built-in battery, so if you run out of battery, you can't put a new battery in, you just have to charge it up, so that's a bit of a nuisance. And also it doesn't obviously have a viewfinder or anything like that, but it does come with built-in Wi-Fi, so you can line up your shots using your phone as a viewfinder. Absolutely brilliant bit of kit. Can't believe how cheap it is. It's basically the same lens and the same guts as a proper full-size GoPro, not that they're big. But it just does away with things like the LCD screen and the bigger battery and so on, just to make it a bit more of a portable affair. And at less than 140 quid, I just think that's an amazing, amazing camera. So that's the Hero Session. This is the first Session that they brought out. If you go for the latest version, which I think is the Hero Session 5, I think, that's more expensive. It's got some more features, but those features I didn't actually need, so I went for the basic one, and I've been very, very happy with it. It really is good. The other downfall, or the other downside with it, but no other cameras have got this either of this size, of this type, or another Session cameras, is it doesn't have a microphone socket, which is why I had to use the built-in mic. As I say, luckily the built-in mic is usually pretty good. But if you want to use an external mic, so if you wanted to use it, for example, for vlogging in your helmet, you'd have a problem. You couldn't use it for that. But as a B-roll camera, absolutely amazing. How portable can cameras get? I mean, it's such a good HD camera, 60 frames per second. Can't recommend it enough. So that's number 3 on my list of top 5 vlogging YouTube gadgets. Right, to number 2 on my list then, and that is this here. You've seen this before if you've watched all my videos. This is a powered lavalier microphone. One of the things that people don't often do right, and I'm guilty of this on occasion too, is sound on their YouTube videos. And I just think plugging in the microphone makes all the difference. This microphone is fantastic because it's, again, pretty cheap, about 15 quid on Amazon. Again, I'll stick links below to all this stuff if you want to have a look. 15 quid on Amazon. It's very simple, cheap bit of kit, so if it goes wrong, doesn't matter, you just buy another one. This is, in fact, the second one of these I've had. And basically what you get is a very long lead. I think it's about 10 metres. I may be wrong, but it seems very long. Let me check here. Can't see off the top of my head, but it's a very long lead. And it's powered by a little pen-like battery that lasts for ages. You turn it on and off as well, so you've got to remember to turn it on and off. That's the only downside. But it's a lavalier mic. You stick it on your shirt, and instantly you've got much improved sound quality. So for something so cheap, I think that is just absolutely worth investing in. You can use it on things like smartphones. You can plug it into cameras like the DSLR that I'm using now. You can plug it into things like GoPro Heroes with an appropriate adapter, and of course other helmet type cameras. So there we are. That's the Boya BY-M1 lavalier microphone. Again, other manufacturers make them very similar, but I found the Boya ones to be pretty good. I've been using these now for a number of years. So that's number 2 on my list. So cue the drum roll, because we're getting towards number 1. And number 1, a bit more tricky for me to show you because I'm actually using it now, and that's this. This is the radio mic that I use. It comes in a fancy box. It comes in this plastic box and comes with all sorts of attachments. Can't really show you anything here except for an empty box because, as I say, I'm using the mic at the moment. But this is my go-to mic for most stuff. Comes with an instruction manual, and I'll show you this because it's got the two boxes. You put one box on the camera, which is mounted on there at the moment, and one box you actually hook to yourself. So in my case, it's currently up here. You can see that there's a little antenna and so on. And it just works. Again, the sound quality is just as good as the lavalier mic, the wired one, but you have the ability to move around. It's wireless. It'll work for something like up to 200 meters range, so I could wander around the street and you still hear me just as clearly as I am now. So that is a fantastic bit of kit. The only downside is the price. They are quite expensive. This one, again, a Boya one, is good value. It's about 130 quid on Amazon. Again, links below. Thoroughly recommend it. I've been using this one now for probably getting on for a year, and I've not had any problems with it. It does eat batteries, AA batteries, but they're not expensive, are they? And for the sound quality you get and the convenience you get from a wireless microphone, I just think it's a fantastic thing. So that's number 1 on my best YouTube vloggers accessories list. So there we go. That was it for my top 5 gadgets for use when making films on YouTube. Hope that's been of interest to you. As I say, there'll be more films like this on the way, specifically one about the cameras that I use as well. So stay tuned, stick around for that. But normal service resumes next time when we're back onto purely bike-related stuff. Okay, hope that's been of some interest. Look forward to speaking to you next time. Till then, this has been the Mr. Flyer. Cheerio.